So welcome to another very exciting reading vlog. Today I will be starting the very long-awaited sequel to Belladonna, which is called Foxglove, written by Adalyn Grace. So the original book, Belladonna, I gave a 3.5. I love it a lot more than a 3.5, but the reason it is that is because the way it was described to me by TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, literally every single social media known to mankind, made it seem like it would be written much differently than it was. So the way it was described to me was a murder mystery and the love interest is death, or the Grim Reaper, or whatever you want to call him. So in my brain, I had a very specific writing style that I expected. I expected it to be written kind of like ACOTAR or some of Margaret Rogerson's books, or even like the Cruel Prince trilogy. That's kind of how I expected it to be written. However, when actually reading this book, it was much more of a historical fiction that has a subplot of murder mystery and a subplot of fantasy. So that was difficult to adjust to because I went into the book expecting something completely different and I couldn't read it essentially. So I started reading it, got maybe 50 pages in, DNF'd it, borrowed the audiobook and listened to the audiobook, and the audiobook definitely helped me a lot in terms of getting through it because the narrator did a wonderful job. The actual story I very much did enjoy. However, the fact that my expectations were just so wildly inaccurate of what the actual book was made it very difficult to love the book. However, upon reflection, I really did enjoy the story. I was absolutely enamored and infatuated with the love interest of Death. He was such like, I don't know, he's like my favorite kind of fantasy love interest because he's just so, I don't have words, I just truly loved his personality and him as a love interest and the way he was with Signa. So I was very excited for the sequel, Foxglove. This time I'm even more excited for it because I know and understand the writing style, so reading it won't be difficult this time around. So I'm just very excited to pick it up. I can't really tell you what it's about because I have not read the back. I just knew it was coming out. I pre-ordered it like a week before it came out and just started reading it a few days after because I was finishing a different book. So yeah, that's what this is about and I'm very excited. So I will see you once I've started. Hi, I am back. So I am about 50 pages into Foxglove and I'm really enjoying it so far. The prologue hooked me. Was not expecting that at all. And basically, the prologue obviously isn't a spoiler at all, but basically this book kind of centers more around Death's brother Fate, and he kind of has a vendetta against Signa. So it seems like that book's gonna be about that. She's still with Death, and I think that relationship will probably still evolve, but I'm very excited because we have another Death-like character, but instead of being like dark and moody and shadowy, he's like the sun. We love that. So very excited. And then I also flipped to the back when I was looking and I saw the story continues in Wisteria, which I'm so excited for. Like my bones might combust. That's how excited I am. I think those books are like actually incredibly stunning. I love the theme of having it be like poisonous berries or flowers. And first one, Belladonna, was purple, Foxglove is red, I think Wisteria is gonna be blue. I just love the aesthetic of it. Cannot wait. So excited. Hate that I have to wait a year for it, but I'm so excited and I'm really liking it so far. So where we are now, it's another murder mystery where Signa has to solve a murder. I'll try and make this as spoiler free as possible. If there are any spoilers, I'll highlight them, but I'm gonna try not to make it any spoilers. But basically there is a murder that happens and Signa, along with friends, have to try and solve the murder. So it's very similar to the previous one, but again, like Fate is introduced and he has a vendetta against Signa because Signa was supposed to make Death's life a living nightmare, but now she's a Reaper and her and Death are together, so he's mad and he hates his brother. So it's like a whole thing. I think there's gonna be a lot of drama in this book. I have no clue if it's going to be resolved in this book or if it's going to continue into Wisteria, but I'm very much enjoying it so far. Like I said earlier, because I knew what type of writing style to expect when I went into this book, I am not at all having the issue that I did with Belladonna in terms of actually reading it. I very much am enjoying it because this time I knew, like, oh, it's gonna read like a historical fiction. So completely fine, no complaints. So that's a really good thing as well, and I hope that if you choose to pick up both or either, well, not either, if you either choose to start or continue the series because of this book, I hope that knowing that helps you, like it helped me. But yeah, it's very interesting. I'm very much enjoying it so far, and I'm genuinely, it's a very thick book, especially compared to the first one, but I'm honestly just trying to take my time with it. I'm not trying to finish it quickly. I am just trying to have a great old time. So I will check in a little bit later, but yes, very exciting, very much love it, very good, very happy. So I'm on page 85. I just finished chapter 9, and so far it's a pretty slow start, much like Belladonna was, but it is still very interesting. Even though it's a slow start, I'm still intrigued, and again, I was expecting it, so it's not too bothersome. And then also, just in general, I forgot how beautiful these books are in terms of like how things are described and how it's written. It's very flowery, but in a good way, and also in a literal way. There's a lot of plants and descriptions of flowers, so I'm really liking it. And honestly, like, the cover of the books perfectly describe the atmosphere of the actual storyline. So I'm having a great time so far. So I just finished chapter 15, and it is getting stressful. I've been reading a lot slower than I normally would, and the same thing that happened with Belladonna is kind of happening right now, where I'm struggling to be into it even though I'm enjoying it a lot. So that's very unfortunate. It's taken me maybe 2 weeks to read this much. I'm reading it very slowly. It's not the most fun, but I think that's just how I read this author's work in general, or at least this series. I'm also struggling with it because there are some plot points happening that are very tense, and they're making me feel very tense, so much so to the point where I'm scared of the outcome, so I'm just avoiding reading this because I don't want to find out something that I don't like. So I'm enjoying it, it's wonderful, but it's painful and I'm scared. That's where I'm at. Hi, so I'm back, and I've officially finished Foxglove, and long story short, it was amazing. I loved it, and I cannot wait for the next installment of the series, and I believe the final installment of the series as well. So very exciting, very scary, lots of emotions. So I did end up giving this book 4.5 stars. The book was so tense that I ended up listening to more of it than actually reading it because it was just so tense. And as you all know by the name of my YouTube channel, I am a slow reader, and I couldn't read quick enough to ease the tension that I was feeling, so I just ended up having to listen to most of it because I could not handle not finding out what happens as soon as physically, humanly possible for me. I am absolutely in love with Death and Signa's story, and if they don't have a happy ending, I will have a meltdown and sue. And even more, I love Signa and Blythe's relationship. I love watching the ups and the downs of it and how close they've become. I love that they're best friends. I think that's so sweet. I was in tears at the end, and the ending itself was just insane. What Blythe did was insane. I didn't think I could love her more, and then she did what she did at the end, and I wanted to jump into a well and drown myself because I could not believe what I'd read. Insane, truly. I have no other synonym. I genuinely can't wait for Wisteria to come out. I don't know, but I can't wait. I don't want to wait. How am I supposed to wait a year? It's only coming out next August. I'm going to go insane. I think I've said this in every clip, but I really hope Wisteria is blue. Purple, red, blue. I think that'd be beautiful. Anyway, if it's green, I wouldn't mind that either, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, I loved it. I love Death. I love Signa. I love Blythe. I even love Fate. The poor guy. By the end of it, you really do have to feel bad for him. I just hope everyone gets a happy ending. I don't know if they will. I really hope that Adalyn Grace decides not to punish me for being a fan and makes it a terrible ending. I really, really hope it is a wonderful ending where everyone just ends up happy and alive and happy. And yeah, I truly have no words to describe the emotions that I feel about this series. It is wonderful. It is beautiful. It is so atmospheric. It's insane. The writing style personally still isn't my favorite, but I can put that aside for how wonderful the story is. And again, truly just wonderful, and I have enjoyed every single moment of this, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. The audio is wonderful. The narration does an excellent job. So truly, audio, physical, ebook, whatever you choose, read it, just read it. It's wonderful, trust me. So I loved it. I'm so happy to have read it. I hate having to wait for it to come back out, but it's also exciting because this is one of very few series that I have been a part of from the start. It's exciting nonetheless, and I would love to know what you thought of Foxglove and or Belladonna if you've read it. Please tell me I'm not alone in my love for it. If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.